Hey guys, what's up? My name's Emily Shea, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. For today's video, I wanted to go over a couple of the changes that are happening with the Disney College program this year, kind of what to expect, what I've learned from the changes of applying this year, and things like that. So let's get into it. Alright you guys, so as I said before, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about all of the changes that are happening with the Disney College program this year. I know I was super surprised with some of these changes, and I wanted to fill you guys in on some of them that I've learned. So I've got my little notebook here of notes that I took down, and I have little categories of each section that I want to go over. So the first category I have is the applications. The first major thing I can think of when I'm thinking of changes to the application process is that the Fall and Fall Advantage application season went out super late this year. Usually when you apply for Fall or Fall Advantage, the applications will open in January or February. I think last year they opened in February. No, January. They opened in January last year. But this year they opened in May. And that's simply because of, the pandemic that's been going on. And we didn't really know when the college program was going to come back. And then all of a sudden, they're just like, hey, we're back. So applications went out super late this year. And because of that, there's been a couple changes to the process as well. One change to the process is that there's no phone interviews. So last year when I applied, I had filled out my application, turned in my resume, waited 2 months, got my web-based interview, and then a couple days after my web-based interview, I got my phone interview, and then I got my job offer. However, this year, they're not doing phone interviews, so you'll just turn in your application, maybe you'll get a web-based interview, and if you get a web-based interview, then you fill it out, and you'll either get no longer in consideration, or you'll get an offer. There's no phone interviews, which I thought was so weird, because for me, at least, the phone interview was actually really helpful and got me really excited for the program. Yes, I was really nervous for it at first, but once I got talking to her, it was so nice to hear and so nice to learn everything about the program. And she also learned a lot about me during the phone interview as well that I didn't get to put on my resume. So it's interesting that they're not having them, but I do understand that they do have to have the process go a little bit quicker this year. So it does make sense. So don't expect a phone interview if you're not going to get one. With that being said, there's also no role selection. So in past years, they've let you kind of learn about the roles during the application process, learn about which one you would like to do the most, kind of rank them, and put your favorite ones that you would be interested in or that you feel you best fit in. This year, that was not the case. Not even for the people that got in last year. We didn't get to choose our roles this year either. So that's something that's different. You'll just get whatever role they think your application fits. Okay, so my next category is offers. Like I said before, offers are being sent super fast. So last year I applied in January. I think the day after applications went out, I applied. And then I waited 2 months, got my web-based interview, waited about a week, got my phone interview, and then waited about 3 weeks and got my offer. So it was over the span of 3 months that I had to wait to find out if I was going to Florida or not. This year, I've heard people submit their application, and within an hour, they would get their web-based interview. And of course, they're not doing phone interviews, so after you do your web-based interview, you just kind of wait for your offer or you're not offered. So yeah, they're going out super fast. But with that being said, please don't freak yourself out. Everyone's journey with the application process is different. I waited 3 months last year to get my offer. My friend waited 3 weeks. It just depends on so many different factors, and it's so random. So if your friend got a web-based interview within an hour and you didn't, that does not mean that you won't get the job. It just means that their application went through faster or the recruiters got to them faster. It's nothing to do with you. So I hope that eases your mind a little bit, because I have seen people kind of freaking out. I didn't get my web-based interview yet, and it's been 2 days. It's okay. Be calm. As long as your application does not say no longer in consideration, you are still in consideration for the program. So just take a deep breath and breathe. Okay. My next change is the hourly pay. And this is a small change, but I thought I would mention it just because it is a change and I guess it is kind of effective. Last year I got offered $12 an hour, and this year I got offered $13. So like I said, small change, but I wanted to mention it just to let you guys know. Alright, my last change with the offers is that there's no roles on the offer. So last year when I got my offer, I read the letter and it said you're offered $12 an hour in your role as a character performer as in Mouse Group. Do you want to accept your role? And I would say yes or no. Well, this year I got my letter and it just said we're offering you $12 an hour, $13, an hour to do the program. Do you want to accept your offer? And I would say yes or no. With that being said, a lot of people were freaked out about it. They didn't understand why they couldn't just tell us their roles right then and there, and I totally get that. I wish I could know my role beforehand and, get excited about it. But I do understand that it is based on the need of the company at the time. We are still in a pandemic. We are still at lower capacity. There's so many different changes that they might not be able to offer us a role at the time, but they want to offer us the program, if that makes any sense. So yeah, those are the changes with the offer. They're sent out really fast. There's no roles said on them, and it's $13 an hour instead of $12. Alright, my next big category that I have is housing. So let's go over the very obvious one. There are no longer 4 different complexes. There's one complex that all Disney College Program housing kids will stay in if they choose to opt into the college program housing. In years past, there has been 4 complexes, and you would get to choose which complex you would most like to stay at and which apartment type you would like to stay in most. This year, there's only one housing, and there's 2 different types of apartments, I think. Maybe 3, but I know for sure 2. So yeah, it's a bit different. You don't get to choose your housing complex, but the new housing complex they have looks super, super nice. If you haven't seen videos of it, definitely look it up. It's called Flamingo Crossing Village. It's super, super nice. So I'm really excited to move in there and live there, but sad to see the old ones go. Alright, the next change to housing is the roommate selection. So in years past, you've been able to select one roommate that you would like to room with, and you could request them, and it wasn't always for sure that you would get them, but you could request them. This year, they're allowing you to request all your roommates. So I myself opted into a 4-person apartment, so I could request 3 different people to live with. Again, they're not all for sure. You're not completely sure that you'll live with them, but you can request them. So that's a bit different as well. Another change is the buses. So Disney College Program does have buses that go to and from the parks, to the housing, as well as to a grocery store. And that's not leaving. You'll still get to use the buses if you choose to opt in. However, they have offered an incentive to opt out. They have offered to give a bit of a refund off of your program fee if you choose to opt out of the buses. And I believe it's just because they want limited capacity on the buses, and because of COVID, they don't want the buses to be completely full. So they want people to bring their cars. So the program fee for me, at least, was $415. And if I chose to bring my car and opt out of the buses, I could get $240 of that back. That is a big amount of money. They really want people to bring their cars. I mean, they don't want the buses overflowing. But that also freaked out a lot of people. They were like, if I opt out of the buses and I bring my car, but my car breaks down, am I not allowed to use the buses? What am I supposed to do? So I think that freaked out a lot of people, and people still have a lot of questions about that because, again, that is a new change, and it's just something that we don't know much information on at this point. So, yeah. Alright, my last category is miscellaneous changes. I didn't really have a category for them. They're just random. So this year they offered a Zoom meeting with some of the recruiters. You guys probably know Recruiter Christy. and then we also had Devon. So I got an email after filling out all my paperwork, doing everything that I needed to do. I got an email saying, hey, you have a Zoom meeting for housing with your recruiter. And it's not mandatory, but please, if you want to attend, pick a time and sign up. So I did. I signed up, and they gave a little question box for us to submit questions to the recruiters beforehand, and they would be able to answer them for us as best as they can. So I went to the meeting, and it was actually really, really helpful. I myself got quite a bit of clarity on questions that I had and questions that my friends had. But I do wish that they had more time to kind of talk to us, because I think it was only about an hour, and they definitely did not get through all of the questions that we had. So I wish they had more time, but they've got a lot of people to get through, a lot of Zoom meetings to do, so I understand, but I do wish we could have a little bit more information, but the information they gave was pretty helpful. So yeah. One thing they told us in the Zoom, is that the roles might change. And this has always been the case. I mean, your role is not completely definite until you go there and you get your costume and you start training and stuff. But they have told us that our roles are not definite. So I got my role about a week ago with my onboarding paperwork. That's how I know that I am attractions. But from about a week ago to 2 weeks from now when I get my itinerary, my role could very well change. It's just based on the needs of the company at the time. So, yes, I'm very excited for attractions, but there is a slim possibility that my role might change. So, they did want to let us know that, because originally they said that we wouldn't know our roles until we get our itinerary, and we've just found them out early through our new hire paperwork. So they are subject to change at this point. That's just something to note. Another thing that the recruiters wanted to let us know is that the role change, like not knowing your roles on the offer, was something that they did intentionally. They wanted to make it so that we're applying for the program and not for the specific job that you want. So you're applying to be part of the Disney College program. You're not applying to work on Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. You're not applying to work in Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique. You're applying for the program. And so that's why they wanted to kind of disregard putting the roles on your offer letter, because they want you to accept your offer with the program and not with a specific role, if that makes sense. And I think that kind of does help the program a bit, because you want to ensure that you're going to the college program for the college program experience, and not necessarily to say, oh, I worked on Haunted Mansion. So I think that it makes sense, and I think that it's going to take some getting used to, because, I mean, at least anybody who's been accepted in the past, we knew our roles right away, and so it's going to take some getting used to, but I do think that it makes sense. So I think that that's all the changes that I have in my brain right now to the Disney College program. Of course, I will keep you guys updated on more changes I have as I come about them. And I move into Disney College program housing in 3 weeks, like literally 3 weeks today from the day that I'm filming this. And that is so exciting. So, of course, I'm going to be filming some pack with me videos, some ear making videos, maybe some roommate gift videos, and of course my travel video is going to be going up soon. So I just wanted to thank you guys for all the love that you guys have been showing me on my channel. I know that I'm a new kind of YouTuber, if you can even call myself that. I just like making videos, and I've seen you guys spread so much love and positivity towards me already, and I'm just so grateful for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, this video and all my videos I've posted in the past. And if you enjoy my content and would like to follow me along on my Disney College program journey, feel free to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram, where I'll be posting a lot of park content. You'll be seeing a lot of me in the parks. So yeah, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the love that you've shown me on my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!